Welcome, tax pros. I'm Dr. Geno Bradley. All right, let's talk about that one conversation we all have to nail every single tax season. So, how would you like to pay for our services? It sounds simple, right? But the way you frame the options can make a world of difference. In this explainer, we're going to break down the two main payment paths so that conversation becomes crystal clear for you and, more importantly, for your clients.
So, picture this. You've done all the heavy lifting. You navigated the forms, you double-checked every number, and your client is all set to file. But there's that last crucial step. How are you getting paid? The way you handle this doesn't just impact your bottom line, it really shapes the entire client experience.
So here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with the two basic paths to payment. Then we'll dig into option 1, paying upfront, and option 2, paying from the refund. After that, we'll put the costs side by side, talk about the value of convenience, and wrap it all up with how to have that client conversation. Let's jump in.
Okay, so let's explore these two paths. Now, to make this really hit home, we're going to walk through a single client scenario. We'll see exactly how their choice plays out financially, which will give you the hard numbers you need to explain the trade-offs.
All right, let's start with the classic approach. Option 1, where the client just pays you right then and there. This is the method we're all familiar with. Just a direct, simple transaction.
You know, this one's as straightforward as it gets. The service is complete and the client pays you directly, whether it's by credit card, check, or cash. Your transaction is done. For your business, this is great. It means immediate cash flow, clean and simple.
So, what does the client actually pay in this scenario? Let's use some simple numbers to make it clear. Say your tax prep fee is $500. Then we add the standard GBC e-file fee of $58. That gives us our grand total for this option. So bottom line, when they pay up front, the total out-of-pocket cost for your client is exactly $558. Lock that number in your head. Okay, so $558 is our benchmark. But what happens if your client doesn't have that ready to go? Well, that brings us right to option 2, paying directly from their refund. This is what we call the convenience choice. Now, with this option, things work a little differently. You're not the one collecting the payment yourself. Instead, the client's refund gets sent to a third-party tax bank first. That bank then deducts your fees, pays you, and sends the remaining refund on to the client.
Let's look at the breakdown here. Your $500 prep fee is exactly the same, and that e-file fee is actually bundled in. But, and this is the key difference, look at this new line item, the tax bank refund transfer fee. Here, it's $132.95. That, right there, is the cost of convenience.
And that brings the total for this option up to $690. As you can see, that's a significantly different number than what we saw in our first scenario.
Okay, so now we have our two totals. This is where it all comes together. And this is why that client conversation is so important. Let's put them right next to each other and see this choice in black and white.
And here we have it, plain as day. $558 for paying upfront versus $690 for paying from the refund. The numbers don't lie. The client is paying a premium, an extra $132 for the convenience of not having to pay today.
And if the numbers weren't clear enough, this chart just spells it out, doesn't it? The difference is stark. This visual makes that financial trade-off impossible to miss. This is the core choice you need to help your client really understand.
So that really begs the question, right? Why on earth would anyone choose the more expensive option? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple. Convenience. For some clients, this option solves a very real, very immediate problem.
And this quote really hits the nail on the head. This option is such a powerful tool because it is a quick, easy way to provide services to clients who are not able to pay right away. It completely removes a major hurdle for a lot of people.
So what do we officially call this service? It's a refund transfer. And its entire reason for being is to allow a client to pay for your services directly from their refund, which completely eliminates that need for any upfront payment. And that's the value proposition in a nutshell. Yeah, the client pays a premium, but what they get in return is the ability to file their taxes with $0 out of their pocket today. It's a powerful solution for anyone who might be cash-strapped, and it offers a totally seamless process.
Okay, this is where the rubber meets the road. You get the math, you get the value, but how do you actually translate all this into a clear, transparent, and frankly, empowering conversation with your client?
Here's your simple 3-step framework. First, you clearly state the upfront cost. The total is $558. Then you explain the refund transfer option and its total cost. Or we can take the fee from your refund, and the total for that is $690. And finally, and this is the crucial part, you frame it for what it is, a choice between a lower total cost versus the convenience of paying nothing today. This puts the decision and the power squarely in their hands.
You know, at the end of the day, being a great tax pro isn't just about crunching numbers. It's about clear communication. When you present these two paths with total transparency, you build trust and you empower your clients to make the best financial call for their specific situation. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. How are you going to frame this choice to empower your next client?